So WWE right now is on their little publicity tour trying to convince you that this WrestlePalooza deal on ESPN is not a complete and total clusterfuck. And I thought this was hilarious. I was on Instagram the other day just looking. I was looking at a bunch of art accounts because I got a new Instagram. It's called Steve Here Comics. You can go follow or not. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. I'm just posting a bunch of artwork there. If you find that boring, that's cool. But I found this and I screenshotted a bunch of stuff and I put it over at the WrestleJuice subreddit, which is Reddit Juice, WREDDIT Juice. You can go check it out. We've got like 2,900 members over there. And so I posted this over there. No, that's not it. That's the Assemble Wrestling Show. I posted this over here. This is small, so I'm going to boost it up here in a second. But it was just ESPN getting cooked. It was hilarious because I came across like an ad. It was like, sign up now for ESPN's unlimited streaming service thing. All of ESPN in one place. And I swear 99% of the comments were all just cooking ESPN. Art Lord says, can't. Already paid for Netflix and Peacock. No commercials, by the way. That's more coin. This guy just says, hell nah. It was literally just page after page. Nope. Yeah, I'm putting a pause on anything Disney until they reinstate Jimmy Kimmel or get a VPN and watch it from a Canada domain and on Netflix. No, I won't be paying $30 just to watch WWE. No, sorry, not sorry. Drink up, me hearties. Yo, there were quite a few pirates in the comments as well. Monkey D says, yeah, I'm going to flex my VPN. I'll just use my VPN. Thanks, though. Thanks, but no thanks. $29.99, and that's with ads. Lol, no thank you. Hell no, because WWE is sellouts. They're only in it for the money. They're not about wrestling fans or anything. All right, y'all should stay on Peacock. Anyways, I don't know. I thought it was funny because it does seem to be the overwhelming sentiment right now in terms of, man, it's reaching a crossroads. I posted this poll here at WrestleJuice, and I think I'm going to do a bit deeper of a video on the topic. But right now, man, I posted this poll on WrestleJuice, and I'll see if I can get this up on the thing as well. But this poll was basically, what's your enthusiasm like for WWE right now? Is it low? Is it middle? Is it high? What is it? Let me see if I can get this on the thing. There it is. So I said this is like one of those phone surveys. Imagine you're in the middle of dinner. Your rotary phone rings. You answer it and you're asked, would you consider your enthusiasm for WWE right now in the garbage? Low, not low, but not high or super high. Only 3%. I was actually kind of shocked. I figured it'd be like 10%. Only 3% said high or super high. 97% said their enthusiasm for WWE, and this is 2,600 votes. 97% said that their enthusiasm is either like not low or not high, so like in the middle or lower. Middling or lower. And it seemed to boil down to, and this is kind of an interesting thing to witness, but there was 102 comments here, and the comments were ostensibly around these. It's funny because Yearski here right here has it exactly right. It's all these things right here. The lackluster Cena creative for his heel turn. Triple H palling around with the president. Other stuff kind of in the similar vein, like the Kill Tony stuff. Brock Lesnar coming back was mentioned a lot. Saudi Mania was mentioned a lot. And all the different streaming services that we now have to subscribe to watch WWE, to get WWE. Now we have to be a part of everything else. All of these are all just various things that people are saying, well, it's a combination of these things. It's two of these things. It's three of these things. It's one of these things. I honestly feel, though, the bottom line is if WWE's creative was like warranting this kind of money being spent on the product, I don't think very many people would have a problem with spending money on the product. If every single week it was like, oh my God, this is really good. But that's not the case right now. And so when ESPN is like, hey, for this pay-per-view premium live event and for the rest of the year until we get this shit sorted out with the cable providers and the bundles and whatnot and YouTube TV and Cox and all that, until we can get that deal sorted so that you don't have to plunk down an extra $30, maybe you guys should sign up for our servers for $30. And that's why everybody's in their comments saying, fuck off. This was kind of hilarious too. Over at the Friendo Club Wrestling channel, I clipped a chunk from the podcast from yesterday where Larson and I talk about this. But WWE is partnering. This is who is this? John the drummer posts this here at the WrestleJuice, Reddit Juice. Says, how are we feeling about this? It says WWE is partnering with a company called Aries that sells products to people who think Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signals make us sick. This despite a 2025 study from the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences finding no credible evidence that EMF protection devices like these actually work. Aries will present the first ever EMF-friendly match at WrestlePalooza. An Aries LifeTune Zone Max will be present on each ring post during the Usos versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. How I wish Jesse Ventura was present for commentary for this, because, oh my God, the shit talk that we would get from him would probably be absolutely worth it. Not only does the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences find no credible evidence, but also I believe the National Cancer Institute, National Institute for Cancer, getting rid of cancer, whatever that is, EMF radiation, also said that there's no evidence to suggest that this National Cancer Institute says there's no evidence to suggest that EMF. This is just, I don't know. When I look at it, my personal read on it is like that this really does probably a whole lot of years ago. There was a company called Power Balance, and they marketed these little bracelets that purported to have technology in the bracelets that would like center you and make your athletic performance superior. I don't know if that's like, no, I do know, like they were like sued, I think, a couple times, and sort of found that not a whole lot going on there. In any event, yeah. So, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe if they're like flying around like they're absolute madmen, if they look like a bunch of luchadors out there doing crazy shit, maybe it's something to think about. I don't know. Anyways, footage was going around this morning over on the Squared Circle Reddit of Raja Jackson in handcuffs. So he's finally been arrested. I don't know what took so long. It seems like the cops probably just needed to look at like the video of his own stream and like listen to what he had to say and just watch the thing before they could just arrest the guy. Look, I'm joking. I have no idea what the fuck law enforcement needs to do to line up, all of the appropriate evidence and warrants and all that kind of stuff, to make sure that I guess they've got the best case here. But, you got to feel for Psycho Stu to a degree. I mean, I don't know, man. I've seen enough interviews with Raja Jackson's dad to understand this. I think it's just a sad situation. Like I don't know what would go on in the head of a Raja Jackson to do this kind of stuff, but you got to figure, there's something there's a disconnect there of some sort or the other. Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer says TKO made the decision to not allow press or fans for the Saudi Arabia WrestleMania 43 announcement. WWE were concerned that fans would boo the announcement and thought there was a possibility press would ask real questions. This is kind of Captain Obvious stuff. Sometimes I don't know if Dave Meltzer just sort of like comes up with the obvious and then prints it as if like people there are telling him that stuff, or if he's just like, yeah, this is obvious. This is totally obvious. I thought this was really cool. Batista talking about John Cena's performance in Peacemaker. I'm a big Peacemaker fan. And he said that, what the fuck? Get out of here, NFL. Gee whiz, trying to get me copyrighted. He said, I really wanted to do that part. James Gunn wrote that part for me, and it was meant for me, and it just became a scheduling thing where I just couldn't do it because I was doing Army of the Dead. And so it was a scheduling issue that we just could not figure out. He talks about the performance in Peacemaker. Says, I think it was great. It was a blessing in disguise that I didn't do that, because I have to be honest, there's no way I would have been able to do that role like John. He's just perfect for it, and I wouldn't have done it justice, and it wouldn't have been as successful. I'm saying that with a bit of envy. I would love it. I just wouldn't have been able to do the same thing that John does to bring to that character. It wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been as good. I can honestly say it wouldn't have been as good. I love Batista. He's fucking awesome. He seems like just the nicest, coolest guy. and a hell of an actor. And it's great to see one good actor give some shine to John Cena, who's been doing really, really terrific stuff with Peacemaker. I have not watched season 2 yet. I just watched Superman this past weekend, and I watched it with Lacey, and she was like super into it. I was like, yeah, we should probably watch Peacemaker because that's like the next entry in the DCU. And she was like, wait, Peacemaker? I'm like, oh, we didn't watch season 1 together. I think I just watched it myself. And so we've been doing a rewatch of that. We're on episode like 4. I think the first season had 8. And then we're going to watch the next season. Hopefully it'll catch up by the finale. But yeah, no, he does an absolutely great job in that. Oh, what is this? Stephen A. Smith names his top 5 wrestlers of all time. Goldberg is number 1? What? Ric Flair's number 2, Hulk Hogan's number 3, The Rock is 4, and the Road Warriors. I love that he gets the cred with the Road Warriors. He kind of saves himself with the Road Warriors. Goldberg? That's wild. That is, hey, you know what, man, though? You know what? That's cool. Goldberg. Wouldn't be I don't think Goldberg would make my top 20 or top 50. But I can appreciate, because people were such big Goldberg marks back in the day, I can appreciate that Stephen A. Smith at some point in 1998 was watching WCW 1997 and just being all about Goldberg. Okay, I got to shout this out because Dexter Lumis apparently has a whole collection of t-shirts at WWEshop.com. And oftentimes I'll criticize WWEshop.com for having bullshit there. But I love this because Lumis is legitimately like an artist guy. And he did renditions of the Wyatt Six here. And I think these are terrific. You guys can't really see it. It's over there. I should just get it down. But this right here is a drawing that Dexter Lumis did of me and Larson. He was taking commissions, I think right after, around the time he was debuting in NXT. I came across like on his Instagram or something, and he was taking commissions. I think this was only like $50. This is like 6 years ago. But I got a cool like me and Larson thing. I think this is like the coolest thing in the world. And so I've held on to it, and it remains up there on my set, kind of, out of focus and all that, but it's there. And now he's gotten merchandise up at WWE Shop. So I think that's really kind of cool for Dexter Lumis right there. That's pretty neat. Here we go. This existing scale says, just got to the September 8 episode of Raw and the shirt bugged the mess out of me. I was yelling Munjay in the shower. He was like, what the hell is this shit? So number one, it's hard to go wrong with red and sort of a scratchy, red, white, and on black. And in sort of like a scratchy way. But there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. You got 3 different fonts. I don't know if this really can be considered a font, but I mean, it's scratchy words right here. Monday Night Raw. That's like fetch. That ain't never going to happen. It's probably sold a lot though. In terms of like just the sheer design aesthetic, it's not terrible. Like just in terms of the design, it's just clunky. The words are clunky. If all of this was in a foreign language, like if all of this was in like Japanese characters, then I'd be all about it. I'd be like, I don't know what this says, but there's a lot going on and it's pretty cool. But the fact that it says Monday Night Raw and then it's all just in a bunch of rando ass fonts, that's a bit much. I really appreciated this from Organ Grinder because this is how I found out about this. Soundgarden are over halfway done tracking their final studio album featuring the late Chris Cornell. I didn't know this was a thing, but I looked at it. I actually read this, and apparently, like I know there's legalities when it comes to his estate, making sure that everything is lined up and everything. But apparently, there was like 8 songs. From what I gathered from this article, there were 8 songs that he had done. Now, their last album that they did, I think it was like 10, 12 years ago. I maybe it was 2016, 2017. I don't know. In any event, I didn't hate it. I thought there was one song on there that I was like, I'm not huge on this. But the rest of it was pretty decent. Like, it's not really on par with their earlier stuff, but it's better than like Pearl Jam post-binaural. And I liked, so like, man, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know when, they didn't really say it's, when it's going to be dropping, but, man, I'm excited about that. I'm so sad that I never got to see him live. And that really bummed me out. I wish I would have made the effort to see Chris Cornell live in concert at some point, because my goodness, what a beautiful voice. Oh man, an existing scale got a picture with Athena. That's so nice. That's really cool. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of WrestleJuice. Let me know what you guys thought about all this stuff in the comments below. And keep an eye. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up, by the way, because that really helps. Make sure you're subbed and you hit the notify bell, because this weekend, of course, we've got All Out. We've got WrestlePalooza. I'll be doing my hot takes thing. Triple H says there's going to be a bunch of big surprises. Is Cody going to lose that title? Is what else is going on? Cena Brock is apparently going to open the show. That's what they've said, because Brock doesn't want to stick around. I wonder if they're going to use Brock again after this. Boy, there's a lot of pushback on that. All right, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. We'll see you guys around.